Welcome, folks. This is Dexter Day with the Harlan County Ghost Hunters. And I want to introduce my team. Matt.
Hi.
Will.
Yo.
Joe.
Present.
James.
Hola.
And Jessica. Okay.
Jessica. See.
So, our podcast is called The Hauntings of Harlan County, Kentucky and More.
Yes.
And actually what we're going to talk about is an investigation we did. When was this? January, February last year?
We did it twice.
Yeah, we did two of them.
So we did one in January and one kind of in the spring or summer or something like that. Yeah.
So we was at the Pine Mountain Lodge in Pineville, Kentucky.
Yes, we were.
And we was in cottage 287.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there was a young lady back in, I think it was August 16th, 1990. And we were asking questions. We were trying to communicate with her, hopefully. And actually, through the SB7, we did get her name.
Yes, we did.
And we got several other voices. But this one particular voice we asked we asked her if she could hear us. And we heard Jennifer in a female voice.
Yes.
And guys, the girl's name's Jennifer Bailey.
It is.
If you guys might remember, the body was found, like I said, August 16th, 1990. Jess, what do you have on, what information? You got any information on that?
It was 10 days before they actually recovered her body.
Did they find her body August 16th?
Yes.
Okay, so actually, she was taken on August 6th.
Yeah, 6th.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they had her body, nobody knows where,
No.
and her body was dumped.
In a gravel pit?
Gravel pit there at the, near the running trail, right?
Yeah, I do believe yes.
Okay. And so, but she still has missing items. I mean, there's still missing items.
Yeah.
The shirt she was wearing, the shorts she was wearing, she had a Walkman type cassette player with a Velcro belt, what I read.
Yeah.
The Velcro belt more than likely held the Walkman or the little GE.
I'm sure,
player.
the little cassette player,
So it's a black GE cassette player. Also, she had a Timex watch with a imitation alligator skin band.
Yes.
None of those items were ever found. Now, somebody, it could have been the person that actually took her that's got those items.
Could be, yeah.
Or they was given to somebody.
I'm sure they're long gone. Like
I'm sure, yeah.
they more than likely disposed of them than give them away.
Burned off, sold in someone's closet.
Or at a pawn shop.
Yeah.
At a pawn shop.
Oh, really?
You don't know.
The pawn, the watch and the Walkman probably got pawned, and the shorts and the shirt probably got burned.
So what was weird, this young lady was the same age as I was.
Yeah.
At the time in 1990, I turned 21
Right.
in November.
You and
In
her
fact,
were the same age.
November 11th is when my birthday is. So on November 11th, I was 21 in 1990.
Yeah.
As a former investigator, I don't know, when I hear about cold cases and stuff like that, it makes me want to just get out there and try to solve it.
Yeah.
And
When they found her, was she naked or?
You know what? I'm not.
I know
It didn't specify.
I know
did it?
because, well, you know, she was missing her
It did
belt.
say that the stuff that she was wearing is missing.
Was not on her, so
Yeah.
I mean, you can assume that.
That's why I was
Yeah.
asking, because it was talking about, you know, she's missing her Walkman, she's missing her watch, she's missing her belt, she's missing all this stuff. Was she
Her
just?
desktop, her white tank top.
Then she
Yeah.
must have had no clothes on. I mean, just probably discarded.
Was there
Yeah.
signs on her body that visibly showed she was strangled?
Well, there had to be, if that.
Yeah, there was strangulation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's for sure.
They probably just got rid of the clothes in case they, you know, had hair or anything like that. I don't know. I mean,
Any
Yeah.
possible DNA?
yeah, any kind of fluids or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That actually is possible because if she was raped, to get rid of any traces of bodily fluids.
True.
They never say anything about her being raped or nothing. But would they have did a, you know, check for that or?
There's so many
I
gray
mean,
areas that aren't.
There is a lot of questions that aren't really answered in the report. Of course, there's going to be a lot of questions.
Well, but then
anyway.
again, you know, the
So-
police might not have released all this information like we're talking about. You know, they might have did, you know,
Because it's an active case, it could be considered some of the information confidential.
not just that, you know, you don't want to put out, I guess you wouldn't want to put out that a young woman was found strangled and
Back then,
raped.
too, news wasn't as
No.
forthcoming with information like
No.
that.
No.
News today is
Crucial.
completely different than.
Yeah, a lot of stuff wasn't talked about in the paper and on TV.
It really wasn't, not in the way that it is today.
And you couldn't just pick up, like, you couldn't just pick your phone up and Google.
And find it, yeah.
And two, it wasn't like one of those things, like, it was just kind of understood there were some things you didn't talk about in regular conversation, and that's changed.
Well, openly out in public.
They were more sensitive to family than they are now. It's like,
That's very true, yeah.
they just throw it out there, you know, such and such was this, and this, and they don't care who it hurts.
Yeah, it really
So that
doesn't
wouldn't
matter. They
naturally
just,
explain why they would have been reserved to
Yeah,
provide that information.
true, very true,
It still
yes.
raises a lot of questions as to what happened, too.
But also, if she's jogging on a trail, nobody at all seen her get picked up.
That
Well-
doesn't make any sense.
okay, so rumors, you know, people talk, and I guess one of the things that I was told, or, you know, people have talked about, I guess they saw her on the side of the road or near the trail where it started, talking to somebody or arguing with somebody in a black pickup truck.
Yeah.
I believe it could have been something domestic.
Could have.
Very well could have, Joe, you're right.
But you'd also think if she was arguing with somebody on the trail, she would have turned around and got to her vehicle, got out of there.
Yeah,
Unless she was unable to.
That
What
is-
if she was like in
True.
the middle of her jog and that been the furthest, along the course?
True.
I mean,
Well, also,
This isn't relevant, but like Jeffrey Dahmer even hid behind a bush and knocked somebody out with a bat and took them back to his house. That could have been like similar to what happened there.
you never know.
very,
really
very
don't
true. It could have been
know.
similar.
It's good thing.
That's a good thing, Joe. That was nice. And you said it wasn't relevant, and it was.
And also,
that-
now, another thing that was said was that there was I guess somebody higher up in the political arena there in Bell County or possibly Claiborne County that
Okay,
she
yeah.
was having an affair with.
I got you.
And
Was there a specific time that she went missing? Because if it was early in the morning, that
It said
would.
midday.
It did say midday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one report said midday.
So what would midday be, like 12, 1 o'clock?
12, 1 o'clock, I would
Probably.
think.
Yeah.
I would guess midday to be between the hours of 11 and 1.
Someone could have hidden in the bushes
Well-
and caught her while she's
Okay.
running, got up ahead of them, hit her in the back of the head, and pulled her off before anyone seen.
That's exactly what Jeffrey Dahmer did.
But this happened in what, August? Is that what it was?
August 6th.
So-
yeah, around
Okay, but-
August 6th.
But you gotta think of it like this too, okay, midday in August is what? 97,
It's so hot.
98,
It's hot.
Humid.
with
Yeah.
straight
With dog
humidity.
days?
I mean,
Dog days is summer.
why would she pick the middle of the day, hit that hot to go run? I mean,
Right.
That's also.
that don't make, I mean, if you're gonna go jogging, most people who jog, especially in August, in the mountains.
Either early in the morning or late at night.
Because it's like at midday,
Yeah, that is true. Why would she be
it's
jogging?
90 something
Exactly.
degrees, 100% humidity. It's like,
Yeah.
so hot.
that's not healthy.
That's right in the middle.
Well, yeah, the humidity's gonna
And
be
I'll
awful.
tell you it's something else, which I'm not sure what kind of condition her body was in once ever who found it. But you got to think, if she
10
was
days.
out there for 10 days, as hot as it was, her body would have been in the
It'd
decomposure.
been in
would
bad,
have been-
it'd been in bad
been
shape.
bad.
Well, you know,
People would have smelled that
If-
from far.
Big
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Or animals would
Yeah.
have been
Yeah.
attracted.
Or like buzzards and stuff, they'll fly above
What-
stuff that
And also,
somebody should have found her
No.
before.
think about this. Hold on, Matt. Think about this. Not only that, if she would have been out there the whole time for that 10-day period, you've got bears,
Yep.
major in that area. You've got, they say they're not around mountain lions,
Mountain
but
Oh, yeah.
we know
Bobcats.
bobcats, coyotes.
Coyotes.
I mean, there's so many things.
You think about too, if she had been dead for longer than just that day, if there was no signs of decomposition on her body, that shows that she's been sealed away and kept from any outside environmental factors. Because within 2 hours in decomposition, bot flies will come and start laying eggs, which will basically turn to maggots, and that's whenever the body starts getting eaten away.
Actually, I can tell you a little bit about that.
Well, yeah,
Well,
But
So
I won't-
Dexter's been to the body farm.
yeah.
Several
The body
times.
farm.
I've been to the body farm. In fact, the last time I got to go to the body farm, I was actually finishing up at UT.
Yeah.
And I actually got to do the human remains recovery.
Oh, okay.
With the FBI was, I got to
Yeah.
watch in on that and see how they did things.
Oh,
But
that's neat.
Of course, it was cold weather, so that makes a big difference.
I'd say it does.
that's another thing though. If she was just thrown out and laid out there that long, she would decompose and all that. But also, if they had killed her, picked her up, hypothetically picked her up, killed her in 1990. You didn't have all the good central heat and air we got now. You didn't have the great air conditioning. How would they have kept her from stinking up the house or the car or, I don't know.
It's there's a lot in this that's like just completely. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and like you said, like all that they really would there was limited DNA testing, if any, in the early 90s. You could fingerprint.
I would love to know like what state her body was found in, because that would reveal a lot of how she had been dead, how long she had been kept, or how.
It would have. I guess really the only way they really had to determine time of death would have been checking liver temp, which is still the same way they do it today. And really, if you've laid out and people, if you live in Kentucky, you understand Kentucky summer. And you understand that it's usually like 107 with 115% humidity.
Well, August is one of your hotter months. too.
Yeah, and could you, after 10 days, could you get a proper liver temp after 10 days of being outside?
I will say this. So we was talking about the animals and stuff like that,
Yeah.
eating on bodies and stuff like that. So the second time, well, it might have been the first. It was the second time I went to the body farm.
You got
Dr. Bass.
different stages of
Yeah.
composition.
Dr. Bass was still there. In fact, one of the bodies they had, it was unusual because one of the bodies, like something, had been eating on the flesh of this one particular body right on her, and it was on her butt cheek. And so they couldn't figure out what it was. So they set up a deer cam, and come to find out it was a raccoon. Yeah, and it was they got it on there, and the raccoon was just digging away, eating away, and it was up in there. I'm not saying.
Thank you for the depiction.
Wow.
If her body had been dead and sealed off,
Yeah, man.
You would see some visible things of decomposition, but really the only, as far as bugs go, you would, what are they called, coffin flies? Is that what they call them?
Oh you're talking to maggots and stuff like that, the biflies. Yeah, and maggots.
She has an issue with it.
So, well,
Maggots.
their lifespan, I mean, it's not that long.
It's really not,
And
but
it's like,
Once eggs are laid,
while they're there,
they hatch within 2 hours, and then within maybe a day, or
yeah.
it's a few days that the cocoon forms, and then out sprouts the fly.
let's look at the,
yeah.
The goal is to start reproducing.
let's look at the lifespan of a maggot. The
So,
lifespan
wow,
of a maggot
this
is between
is-
15 to 30 days.
Yeah, because it's within 21 days that it's a fly.
And I will tell you this. I'll tell you the neatest thing that happened. Dr. Bass was talking to our police. I was actually at the police academy going through it in 1998. And I'll never forget this. And Dr. Bass was talking to us. They were doing a study on maggots. And he was talking about how maggots they just don't like daylight.
Yeah. No,
So
they don't.
what they do is,
shade.
they had a body that was covered. They uncovered the body, and this man had a stoma. He was an older gentleman, and Dr. Bass had our attention. He was talking to us just for a minute, and all I know is within that minute's time frame, there might have been, out of the thousands of maggots that was on this man's body, they all disappeared. But you could see his skin rippling and moving, and you could see the heat. And and the reason why I'm talking about this is because really from a distance, you know when a body is warm, like a freshly killed body is warm. Especially in the morning times, you could see steam, coming from a distance. But when you get up to it and you see the skin rippling and you see what's the
I'm
maggots
never gonna get that out of my mind.
climbing
Okay, so-
in the skin, you realize what's going on. It's the steam, that's the heat from the maggots.
The bacteria in your stomach that helps you digest your food. Whenever you die, obviously you're not consuming any more food.
Man.
So the bacteria starts to eat from the inside out, and your body starts swelling because I fart. It's methane gas. And
Fart from a dead body.
no.
That'll clear a funeral home out.
The dead body actually does fart for a few days after you die, but your butt, it's still shut. So the methane gas is still there. And eventually,
We know.
Matt, okay. I'm sorry.
that was well, now I can't remember my point.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, it was. He don't remember now. He talked that whole entire time about death farts.
I was getting at how
And he lost
the
his
body
point.
swells up and whatever weak point it.
We know that. So
Because I was thinking about the different stages of decomposition of the body.
So now wait. So now how long will a body actually fart after you die?
A few days.
A few days.
So tonight on the podcast, we talk about death farts.
Weeks.
Maggots.
Speaking of death farts, I mean,
Weeks.
That's what the title of this needs to be: maggots and death farts.
but
For weeks.
but all seriousness, in the 90s, even 80s and 90s, there was just everything in the world going on.
Yeah.
And it seems like if you was going to kidnap or murder somebody, that was when to do it.
I mean,
There was no cell phones, there was no cameras.
3 decades: the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s.
okay,
Like
wait.
70s.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry that we got into. He was talking about death farts.
And you started talking about
Death
maggots.
farts was not the main point.
And we was moving away from that.
Wait.
What
But
have you done now?
you know, there's scientific evidence out there that suggests that smelling farts could help save your life.
We're living forever.
You know why? You know why?
Gas does not help.
You know why? You know why?
Dexter's gonna
Why?
get his power.
That is the best COVID test you could ever have.
Yeah, that's right. If you can't smell,
Hey, none of us have COVID.
That's a perfect test.
I'm saying
We
this.
passed the test numerous times.
Smelling
tonight.
farts is healthy. Research potential benefits and more.
How do we get to smell it?
I don't mean to fart, Will.
Don't
How did we?
farts.
How did
All
we?
right, come on.
Let's read.
Come on.
Bring it back in.
Come on, maggots, death farts, and how this is healthy.
Okay.
How do we
Anyways,
transition to
Just one
that?
more thing.
I don't know.
Let's
So
get
anyway,
back.
one more thing.
Let's get back to Jennifer Bailey. Okay,
Jennifer
let's
Bailey,
get-
yes, please.
I'm sorry, guys.
Any of the reports or anything about decomposition.
That was
That
my
was-
point about
But it hasn't,
the body.
it hadn't been mentioned.
You think they would, like in the newspaper or TV?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you know,
They would.
I think they would have indicated something, at least, even if it was vaguely. I mean,
Yeah, you would think they would have at least mentioned it.
Normally, like when that happens, it'll say there was a decomposed body found at such and such place. But
Yeah.
But if she would have been out there too long, hot as it was,
And they're like even more vague nowadays, because usually the report nowadays is just like, today human remains were found, and you're like, well, were they fresh? Were they there for months? Were they there for years? Like, you're not telling me anything.
The forensic aspect of crime, I think, is fascinating.
It really is. Like, it really is.
If it's 98 degrees with 100% humidity and she is laid out there for any period of time, she's going to decompose, she's going to stink, and there's going to be animals everywhere.
in a 10-day frame, I mean.
And nobody, and people, if it being next to a jogging trail, people would have noticed.
That
Somebody would have noticed.
she had to be weighed out in that spot, like almost immediately after that person was done doing everything to it.
I think,
Exactly,
I
yeah.
think
Because
that
if the body was in such good condition, like that, I mean, like I said, it's obviously that it had been sealed off somehow, some way.
Or
like,
she
from
could've-
environmental factors.
or she could have started stinking and, getting pretty ripe. And
That's
they said,
possible.
we got to get rid of her because once you start decomposing, especially in a car,
Yeah.
your fluids is going to start
Leaking and
absorbing into carpet, into,
Yep.
whatever cardboard or whatever,
Because shortly after death, your body excretes itself of all its fluids.
yeah,
AKA death farts.
I guess, yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh.
The
That,
difference I thought that was more so the methane building up in your body.
yeah,
Okay. So I'm
So-
sorry, folks.
So
That's how we got to that.
It's still an open case.
yeah.
It's still a cold case.
Yep, it's a cold
And if
case.
anybody out there has any information on Jennifer Bailey, please call KSP at 606-573-3131. Call them, let them know what you know.
Yes.
Because guys, that's how a lot of crimes are solved. You got to think back in that time frame, you didn't have social media.
No.
Hell, you barely had internet, and if you did have internet,
Barely.
It wasn't
you had
domestic.
well, you had
Dial
dial
up.
up. I remember my first internet was dial up.
I remember dial
And
up.
And it probably wasn't in every area.
Hey, some people still have dial-up over across.
I can still remember whenever we were trying to get Wi-Fi.
Serious.
Like I remember like you and Dad getting the cord and using it for the laptop.
Okay, we got off track again.
That's true.
So
Anyway.
we're talking about, but let's get back to Jennifer, guys. If you know any information, help Jennifer out, help the family out. Call KSP, 606-573-3131.
I'm
Yes.
sure
Guys,
somebody knows
I'm
something
not
about
sure.
it.
Does it say anything about her mother? Is the mother still alive?
It didn't say anything.
Didn't indicate.
Didn't indicate.
Was a article a few years ago.
That was in 2020. Mother was still alive in
still alive.
2020.
2020.
I know she did move. I did hear that. I was trying to remember if she moved to Indiana maybe.
Something,
But,
yeah.
or Ohio.
Possibly.
One of the two. But guys, we want to help. If you really want to help, you want to get involved in these cold cases, you know anything. I mean, shoot, this is how you do it.
Exactly, yes.
You could help solve a crime.
Yes.
I mean, even though it's 32 years?
32, 33. Be 33
What it'll be
years.
30 in August?
It'll be 33 years, yep.
So you got to figure 32 and a half years. If you know anything, I mean, don't be afraid. There is, KSP actually has several ways you can do this. You can call them, you can get on their website and throw out an anonymous tip where you don't want to, but guys, I'm just saying, I mean, if that was your family, if that was a member of your family, would you not want to know
Yes.
who done it?
Definitely,
I would.
absolutely.
No matter what length of time.
But folks, I think, has anybody else got anything else to say about this?
I do not.
Matt?
Nope.
Jessica?
Nope.
James?
I'm just surprised that somebody has kept it quiet this long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
It
times
is
somebody
pretty-
talks.
But I tell you
The
what,
perpetrator is still walking free if he or she's
Yeah.
still alive.
Exactly, yeah.
guys, but, well, okay. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening, and I hope you enjoy our podcast, and we'll do some more stuff like this, but we threw a little paranormal in there because we did investigate the cottage near
Yes, we
the
did.
area.
Yes, we did.
So, and we did get some good evidence, and I think we've still got it, and we could actually bring it out. and play it.
I do have that evidence on my hard drive.
Awesome.
We could always go back.
We could always go
We
back.
can. That'd be an excellent idea.
Just as when we need the lawnmower special victim unit sound effect. Dun dun.
Well, I mean, we could go back and just,
That would be good.
we could go back and focus
Yeah.
on this
We
cold
could,
case.
yes. Whoa, that would be good.
Try to get some.
That would be good. Definitely be good.
Guys, we hope y'all enjoyed this, and we look forward to doing some more for you. But
Yes, please check us out on Facebook, Harlan County Ghost Hunters, YouTube, Harlan County Ghost Hunters. Our website is
countyghosthunters.com or HCGH1.com or HarlanCOGhosthunters.com.
Yeah.
You find us on either of those, or go straight to our website, or you can listen to our podcast, The Hauntings of Harlan County, Kentucky,
and more. We are on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music,
Amazon.
everything, everywhere.
And if there's anything,
If you want to access the podcast on, we're on it.
If there's anything we're not on, please let us know and we'll be on it within a day.
if there's anything you'd like us to talk about, or maybe come
Yeah.
in and speak with us, let us know. Get us on our,
leave us
our Facebook page.
Leave us some suggestions.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And guys, if you know any cold case files you'd like for us to talk about, maybe go investigate, please let us know. Throw us a message out there. What did you say it was? Look,
Oh, like, share, and follow the page.
like, share, follow our page.
And if we've not got back to you, we're working on that right now.
Yeah.
We are.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great one.
Love you. Good night.
Hey, and welcome to the hunt.